You all need to stop whatever you are doing because what we just found out is beyond shocking. It is messy, disrespectful, and so outrageous that even a reality TV show could not make this up. Kirk Frost is in deep trouble, but not in a calm and mature way. No, this is about serious threats, exposed secrets, and a scandal that is about to shake up the entire love and hip-hop world. Now, tell me why Kendra Robinson, yes, you heard that right, is in the middle of this chaos. When I say the secret affair just came out, I mean it exploded like a reality TV reunion fight, and the drama is on another level. The gossip is spreading fast, and people are not holding back. Kirk might want to book a trip far away before things get even worse. And why is Jock's wife suddenly caught up in this mess? Also, why does Kirk look more nervous than a man who forgot his wife's birthday? Just when we thought he had escaped every scandal possible, here comes another bombshell. And this one? It is bigger and messier than anything we could have imagined. This time, it is not just about Kirk sneaking around. This could be the end of Kirk and Rashida. Is young Jock about to lose it? And why is Em willing to risk everything? What happens when you mix reality TV's most scandalous husband with a sharp lawyer and a man who does not tolerate disrespect? You get a full-blown war. And Kirk might have just walked straight into a fight he cannot win. Kirk thought he was slick, thought he could move in silence. But the streets are always watching, and this time, they're saying Kirk has been way too close to Kendra Robinson. Now, stop right there, because I know what you are thinking. Kendra is young Jock's wife. The same woman who stood by him, defended his past, and always claimed she was about business. We all know Kirk's history, side affairs, scandals, and business dealings that are not always clean. But this is different. Kendra is not just some random woman caught in the middle of a love triangle. She is a powerful woman, a lawyer who is supposed to be fixing legal problems, not creating them. So the fact that her name is even in this mess is a big problem. Sources say Kirk and Kendra started off just doing business. She was helping him handle some legal matters, making sure his business stayed under the radar. But at some point, things got personal. Now, I am not saying Kendra was sneaking around, but from what we have heard, this is not looking good for her. There are whispers about late-night meetings, secret phone calls, and let's not forget that business trip Kirk took, one that Rashida was not invited to. And guess who is not happy about this? Em. Now, Em usually does not get involved in drama unless it affects his money or his people. But this got his attention. What most people do not know is that Kendra was handling some of Em's legal matters too, making sure everything was clean. So when he found out she was working with Kirk, he felt played. Sources say Em and Kirk met not long ago, and let's just say it did not end well. Kirk tried to act calm, saying it was all business, but Em was not buying it. And why? Because someone had receipts. And when I say receipts, I mean actual proof. Someone leaked a voicemail of Kirk talking recklessly to Kendra. If Rashida ever heard that, Kirk would be out the house before you could blink. But wait, it gets crazier. Because guess who found out? Rashida. The same woman who stood by Kirk through every scandal finally had enough. When she found out about Kirk and Kendra's secret business dealings, she did not play games. She went straight to Em. And when she showed him that voicemail, it was over. Em did not just call Kirk to check him. No, he showed up in person. Witnesses say Kirk was at one of his lounges, probably thinking everything was fine, when Em walked in looking like he was ready to fight. He gave Kirk a serious warning. He told him straight up that if he found out Kirk was doing more than business with Kendra, there would be trouble. And we all know what that means. But do not forget, young Jock is the wild card in all of this. It is one thing for Kirk to get caught up in another scandal, but the second Jock finds out his wife's name is in this mess, oh, it is over. And we already know how Jock reacts when he feels played. And here is where it gets even messier, because Kirk and Kendra? Well, let's just say this story is far from over. After all the drama, all the warnings, and everything that happened, Kirk still went behind everyone's back and met with Kendra. Can you believe that? If that is not asking for trouble, I do not know what is. And let us not forget Rashida. If she was the one who leaked that voicemail, then Kirk has bigger problems than he even realizes. At this point, he might need to start sleeping with one eye open because the storm he just walked into is not slowing down. You all thought it could not get worse? Well, think again. This so-called secret meeting between Kirk and Kendra? This is where things go from messy to completely out of control. And trust me, this is only the beginning. In part 2, we are going to break down exactly what happened in that meeting, how Jock found out, and why things might be heading in a direction much worse than just a warning. Now, you would think that after M checked him in the lounge, Kirk would have learned his lesson. You would think he would have focused on Rashida and stayed far away from anything that even looked like another scandal. But no, Kirk Frost just cannot help himself. He does not like peace, he does not use common sense, and he surely does not care about saving himself from trouble. So instead of staying in his lane, Kirk allegedly reached out to Kendra again to set up a last-minute, low-key meeting. He claimed it was just about business. But if it was really that innocent, why was it happening in secret? This is where things get even worse because when Jock found out, it was like throwing gasoline on an already out-of-control fire. According to sources, Jock had no idea that his wife's name was even being mentioned in this mess, let alone that she was still talking to Kirk after M had already made things clear. And the worst part? Jock did not hear it from Kendra or Kirk. He found out from M, who, even though he is not Jock's biggest fan, was not about to let another man walk around looking foolish. M straight up told Jock, "You might want to check your wife because she and Kirk are still out here acting shady." And when I say Jock lost it, I mean he completely lost it. Let us not forget, Jock has defended Kendra on national television, saying over and over again that their marriage is solid, that she is faithful, and that no matter what people say about him, she has always been a woman of integrity. So to find out that her name was even being whispered in a situation like this, it was like a slap in the face. But instead of waiting for Kendra to explain herself, Jock decided to handle things his own way, by pulling up on Kirk. Imagine Kirk, thinking everything was fine, hanging out at one of his spots, feeling like he had dodged a bullet after M's warning. Then, out of nowhere, Jock walks in, looking like he is ready to expose every secret Kirk has ever had. Witnesses say the entire atmosphere in the room changed. Because even though Jock jokes around a lot, when he gets angry, it is a whole different story. Jock wasted no time. He walked right up to Kirk and said something like, "So, you were just out here meeting with my wife behind my back?" Kirk, of course, tried to play dumb. "Man, it is not even like that, bro. It was just business, you know how it is." But Jock was not buying it. Because let's be honest, how many times have we heard Kirk say it is just business, before the truth comes out and proves it was anything but business? Kirk was pulling out every excuse, probably hoping Jock would calm down. But then, Jock pulled out his phone. Kirk did not know that M had already sent him receipts, voicemails where Kirk and Kendra were talking in a way that did not sound like business at all. Jock did not even say anything. He just hit play. And the moment that voicemail started playing, witnesses say Kirk's face changed completely. Guilty. I do not know exactly what Jock said next, but whatever it was, it must have made Kirk rethink every bad decision he has ever made. Because this was not just a regular argument. This was Kirk finally being caught in a situation he could not lie his way out of. And just when things could not get any worse, guess who walked in? Rashida. Yes, the woman who has stood by Kirk through every single scandal. The woman who has been humiliated by him again and again. And she walked in at the exact moment Kirk was having his worst nightmare. But here's where things take a shocking turn. Because instead of defending Kirk or trying to calm Jock down, Rashida did the unthinkable. She sided with Jock. She just stood there and let Jock go off on Kirk without saying a single word in Kirk's defense. And if looks could kill, Kirk would not have made it out of that room. It was clear that Rashida already knew what was going on. She had already seen the proof, already connected the dots. And at this point, she was just letting Kirk dig his own grave. But hold on, because this is where things get even crazier. After Jock finished checking Kirk, Rashida did something nobody saw coming. She walked up to Kirk, looked him right in the face, and said something that made him freeze. And in that moment, He knew he was in serious trouble. She told him, "You better fix this, or I will." And trust me, when a woman like Rashida says that, you already know it is about to get even worse for Kirk. Things are only getting more serious now. Rumors are everywhere that Rashida is not just angry this time, she is done. If Kirk thought dealing with Em and Jock was bad, he has no idea what is coming next. Because in the final part of this wild story, we are talking about divorce papers, legal threats, and Kirk possibly losing everything. Yes, this is far from over. When Rashida walked in and saw everything going down, she did not argue, she did not defend Kirk, and she did not make a scene like she had done in the past. She just looked him in the eye and said, "You better fix this." But while Kirk was busy playing with fire, Rashida was already making her moves quietly behind his back. What was she doing? Getting her money in order, setting up her legal team, and preparing to end the circus once and for all. That was not a wife talking, that was a woman who had finally had enough. And we all know, when a woman like Rashida reaches the point of silence, it is game over. Word is spreading that Rashida is finally ready to file for divorce. People have said for years that she should have left Kirk, that she deserves better, that she should have walked away the moment he had a baby with another woman. But she stayed. However, this time feels different. Those close to her say she is done talking, done arguing, and finally ready to walk away. The worst part? She is not leaving empty-handed. If Kirk was nervous when Em pressed him or when Jock confronted him, the panic he is feeling now is something else. Because for the first time, he is realizing that Rashida was not just his wife, she was also his entire financial safety net. The business empire? That was Rashida. The endorsement deals? Reality TV checks? None of that happens without her. And now, she is allegedly preparing to take it all, leaving Kirk with nothing but regrets. But it is getting even worse. Some sources claim Rashida is not leaving quietly. She is going to expose Kirk on national television. We do not know yet who she will sit down with, but if it is someone like Tamron Hall or DJ Vlad, Kirk might as well delete his social media right now. Because when Rashida speaks, people listen. And Kirk's problems are not stopping there. After Rashida made it clear that Kirk needed to fix things, Em took that as proof that Kirk did not handle business the first time. And if there is one thing Em does not play about, it is respect. That is why Em allegedly pulled up on Kirk again. But this time, it was not in a public place where others could step in. This time, it was just the two of them. We may never know exactly what was said, but one thing is clear, Kirk has not been seen outside since. And he is not the only one who has gone quiet. Guess who else has suddenly disappeared? Kendra. That is right. She has not posted, left a comment, or denied anything. And that makes people wonder, if she had nothing to hide, would she not be out here clearing her name? Either she is guilty and cannot defend herself, or she knows that no matter what she says, things have already spiraled out of control. And Jock? He is not letting this go either. If you think he will just sit back and let his wife's name be dragged through this mess, you must not know Jock. He is about to take some serious action, and Kendra might not like what happens next. But the real question is, where does Kirk go from here? Because let's be honest, he is done. And this is only the beginning. If Rashida really goes public with everything she knows, if she really exposes what Kirk has been doing behind closed doors for years, he might not just lose his wife. He might lose his entire career. So if Em really put him in his place behind the scenes, if Jock is coming for revenge, then there is no turning back. I need to hear from you all. Do you think Rashida is finally going to leave Kirk for good? Do you think Em is still handling things behind the scenes? And most importantly, what do you think Kendra is really hiding? Is this the biggest downfall of Kirk's life, or will he somehow escape this mess like he always does? Right now, things are looking worse than ever. Rashida has had enough, and this time, it does not seem like she is bluffing. People have been saying for years that she should have left him, especially after all the public humiliation, but she stayed. However, something about this situation feels different. Rashida is not just angry, she is done. And when a woman like Rashida reaches the point of silence, it is over. She has always defended Kirk, always tried to keep things together, but now she is moving in silence, setting things in motion behind his back. She is reportedly getting her finances in order, gathering her legal team, and preparing to walk away with everything. Kirk has been playing with fire for years, and now he is about to get burned. Sources close to Rashida say she is not just leaving quietly. She is ready to tell the world everything. And if you know Rashida, you know she does not speak unless she is sure. If she goes public with all the details of Kirk's behavior, it will not just be the end of their marriage, it might be the end of his career too. That reality TV money, those endorsement deals, everything they built together, might come crashing down on Kirk. But it gets even worse for him. Rashida is not the only one who has had enough. Remember M? He already put Kirk in his place once, but now he is back for more. This time, it was not in a public spot where people could step in. This was a private conversation, and whatever was said must have been serious because Kirk has not been seen outside since. And then there is Jock, who is still furious over Kirk secretly meeting with Kendra. Jock is not the type to just let things slide, especially not when his wife's name is involved. Speaking of Kendra, her silence is making everything look even worse. If she really had nothing to hide, she would have spoken up by now. But she has gone completely quiet. No posts, no comments, nothing. And that can only mean two things. Either she is guilty and cannot defend herself, or she knows that no matter what she says, it will not change the fact that this situation is already out of control. And let us not forget that Rashida is not just planning to leave, she is allegedly planning to expose Kirk on national television. If she sits down for an exclusive interview and spills everything, it will be game over for him. If it is with someone like Tamron Hall or DJ Vlad, Kirk might as well delete his social media now, because once Rashida talks, everyone listens. This could be the biggest downfall of his life, and the worst part is that he did it to himself. Right now, Kirk is running out of options. He cannot talk his way out of this one. Rashida is moving fast, and people like M and Jock are making sure he does not get away with his usual excuses. The truth is catching up to him, and for the first time, it looks like there is no escape. So what happens next? Will Rashida really leave for good and take everything with her? Or will Kirk somehow manage to fix this disaster before it is too late? At this point, it is hard to say, but one thing is clear, nothing stays a secret for long. The truth always comes out, and when it does, it will be explosive. Trust me, I will be back with more updates very soon. Until then, stay watching, stay prepared, because this story is far from over. Now, I have to ask, whose side are you on? Is Rashida making the right move by allegedly leaving Kirk? Or do you think she is just bluffing again? What do you think Kendra is really hiding? Because something is not adding up. And most importantly, what else has not been revealed yet? You already know we are about to find out very soon. I promise you, this story is far from over. Stay tuned, because in this industry, the truth always comes out.